Why is it like I don't even know. What's this now? Like an a backwards L.
What
I,
did you do?
I don't know. I tried to straighten it out, and it I can't even like describe what happened. I think I got tangled one time, and then I just like pressed it into that shape, and now it's just like that. But it doesn't make sense because some of these like these two are like intertwined. So I'm like, how do they get reversed? When I don't know. It's whatever.
Wasn't it just the arc score? You could just change the chord.
Yeah, but I don't. I have no desire to change the chord. It still works. It still accomplishes its intended function. You know what I mean?
It's a little janky.
Hey, if it stretches out like this, it works. You know what I mean?
It's unprofessional.
You know what's unprofessional? Your face. All right. Anyway, welcome to Living Proof Podcast. Today I have Brandon again, cause yeah.
The only one here.
All right, bro. You know, maybe that is the case, but I also figured you were a good person to talk about what we're talking about today.
Yep.
Which is the world and events in the world, because I figured it to be like a normal podcast, gotta talk about, events going on today and age. And low-key, I feel like the world is kind of going downhill, like just in general of everything. But before I get into that, the starting verses for today are Galatians 6, verses 1 through 8. Brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. But watch yourselves, or you also may be tempted. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. If anyone thinks they are something when they are not, they deceive themselves. Each one should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves alone, without comparing themselves to someone else. For each one should carry their own load. Nevertheless, the one who receives instruction in the word should share all the good things with their instructor. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Whoever sows to please their flesh, from the flesh will reap their destruction. Whoever sows to please the Spirit, from the Spirit will reap eternal life. And the last verses are kind of important because a lot of people nowadays are sowing their flesh, man. Oh my goodness, the crack is crazy. But a lot of people are they're sowing their flesh, man. They're trying to, I guess please themselves in a way of like either having too much power, or having too much fame or money or whatever, and it's just kind of feel like the corruption's getting out of hand, low key. But did I just say like 21? I meant Luke 21:36. Oops. Be always on watch and pray that you may be able to escape all that is about to happen, and that you may be able to stand before the Son of Man. And I just say that because, like, low-key, the only way to get through corruption and stuff like that is to pray and to ask God to get through it. Because low-key, our country needs God right now. There's a lot of, I would say, a lot of nonsense going on in regard to the president and media and whatever, which we're all gonna be talking about today. But I just find that kind of interesting. But it's just. What are your thoughts on what's going on in today's day and age, bro?
Honestly, it's getting a little scary how bad things are looking, and it's happening so quick. So I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
Like, bro just got in office. And
I mean, I wouldn't even say it has to entirely do with Trump, but like.
Yeah, and I mean that's true too. It's not just him, but I mean he contributed.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I would say he contributed a fair amount, and sure, people could cancel me or share whatever opinions they want. I don't really care. I'm just going off of what is happening. I'm simply spitting facts, and what is a fact is that people are getting raided by ICE, which is funny to me, to be honest. Not funny in terms of what's happening, but funny that, I don't know, I never thought the country would actually get to this point where people are just getting, kicked out of their homes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
On one side, you have people saying, oh, they're illegal, they need to go. And on the other side, you have people saying that they deserve to be here because America's a free country, blah, blah, blah. And then I read this, this tweet from Secretary Kristi Noem. It was just now, which was a couple of days ago. But enforcement operation in New York City. Criminal alien with kidnapping, assault, and burglary charges is now in custody. Thanks to ICE, dirtbags like this will continue to be removed from our streets. I'm like, low-key, that's crazy.
Dirt bags.
This crazy terminology for, people. But a part of me is like, okay, sure, they're not here legally, but again, calling someone an alien, that is the correct, like, political and government term for them, but to call them a dirtbag and not even treat them like people because they're, like, breaking the law, even those that don't break the law, they're just here living, peacefully, but just because they came in the country illegally, they're going to get completely evicted out of their lifestyle, which I guess according to the law that's right, but it just doesn't seem right to me, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like there's a difference between the immigrants, the illegal ones that do bad stuff here, and then there's some that just live here like anybody else. And I mean, you're not supposed to because you're not a citizen. But I mean, if they're doing what we're doing, personally, I just see it like, why can't they just keep,
That's what I'm saying.
Just living their life.
They're living peacefully, not doing anything wrong. I don't see why. I don't see why you need to kick someone out of their home simply because they came here trying to get a better life for themselves.
Yeah. Because
the conditions elsewhere are so bad. If we're such a great country, why wouldn't we want people? And then there's an argument that say, oh, they could just apply for citizenship properly. And I'm like, some people cannot afford that, or they're coming from situations where they cannot survive unless they come here. They cannot create a life for themselves unless they come here. Now, I can't speak from outside of personal experience. My grandmother, she came to this country from Jamaica. She came legally. That I think legally or illegally, I don't think my opinion would change. But she came here to make a better life for my father and my uncles and aunt, so that they could come here as well, and have great lives for now us and their kids and whatever. Yep. So I'm like, say she came here illegally. If then she was still alive today, and they found out she came here illegally, my grandmother would literally just be kicked out of the country for no reason whatsoever. Law-abiding citizen, other than, coming here illegally. Law-abiding citizen, pays her taxes, worked hard, worked so many jobs just to get enough money to send my family here. And all that doesn't matter because she didn't get a citizenship the way that people should get a citizenship. I don't think that's... I just think that's kind of dumb. Mm-hmm. But... in technicality, it does not comply with the law, so you can say whatever you want. But a lot of things don't comply with the law that a certain individual have done, and they still happen. So I don't understand what's so crazy about that. Another example is I saw a story about a family that was I think their father or the person in their household got literally arrested for no reason by ICE. I was like, bruh. They were saying family members in the home asked to see a warrant, but said the officers never showed them one. The family said the officers told them they were looking for a relative wanted for parole violation, but he doesn't live there. They said while the officers were in the home, they took the suspect's father into custody. They claim he is living in the U.S. without legal permission. I saw they were taking my dad through the side door. He was already in handcuffs, so I didn't know much, daughter Jeneth Lopez said. His family said the father has been in the U.S. for some 24 years and has never so much as gotten a traffic ticket. Now they are trying to find out where he is and what happens next. Immigration rights activists are questioning the legality of some actions Tuesday. There are serious issues raised with some of the videos we've seen on social media, particularly violations of the Fourth Amendment rights. Elgin immigration attorney Jasmine Pedroza said. Less than an hour later nearby, officers including ICE, smashed a car window to take another man into custody. After asking the man in the passenger seat to get out the car, the window was smashed in Elgin only early Tuesday morning. The man was on the phone with his wife as it was happening. They violated his rights. I mean, why are they going into houses, breaking doors down, windows? It's not right, his wife said. Which I low-key kind of agree. They shouldn't... It's literally a known thing that a police officer can't really, enter your house or do anything to you without a warrant. Mm-hmm. And while ICE is a different story, I feel like the same thing should apply because they're, what's it called? Law enforcement, right? I'm going to look up Fourth Amendment with ICE. ICE violates the Fourth Amendment by issuing detainers to state and local law enforcement agencies in states that do not expressly authorize civil immigration arrests under state law. Dang. So there was a litigation that came up, and people are saying that it violates the Fourth Amendment because those states don't actually enforce civil immigration arrests. So ICE is just doing whatever they want, low-key. which I've seen some stories about, even posts on Instagram and whatever, about how ICE is just doing, kind of their own thing. But I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I find it interesting that it just turned into a raid, pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
like, there was no warrant, and they didn't even find the guy there, and then they just ended up still taking him. I don't agree with it, honestly.
Oh, my mouse.
Nothing was happening. Nothing illegal was happening. Oh, even if he wasn't supposed to be here, like, they weren't doing anything wrong. They just still came and took him.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, if you find someone that's currently committing a crime, then yeah, sure.
Yeah,
If they came here... All right. I'm just saying, like, all this time they've been chilling, living life, and now you're gonna go... And no, keep in mind, there are so many other issues that we could actually be trying to solve instead of doing this.
Yep.
But we're using ICE, using our resources to go through house to door, literally Passover execution of, like, Egypt, back in the Bible, going door to door and being like, are you Egyptian? Or not Egyptian. Frick, I got my stories mixed up. Are you illegal? Nah, get out of here. And then just kicking them out. And then what are they gonna do with those houses? Put more random people in there. I mean, I guess you could let's use them for homeless people. Like, what? I guess that's a solution. But if a homeless person has no money, they're not gonna be able to pay the taxes for that house or mortgage or anything. So that's not even an idea. But I don't know. I'm not a political person. I'm not very educated. I simply see wrong and I say wrong. And I don't say wrong in terms of, what's it called? I don't say wrong in terms of the world, because lawfully what they're doing is not, you're illegal if you're illegal. But morally, in God's standards, I don't think that's the best idea. And you could say that the Bible says to 1 Peter 2 is talking about upholding authority and obeying authority even if it's cruel and unjust, because then you show the glory of God, which I say is true. In which case, I say if they're getting evicted from their homes, don't fight it. I just don't believe that this is the best way to go about what Trump is trying to accomplish. But I don't even know what Trump is trying to accomplish. I don't care about the dude as a president, to be honest. He's going to do whatever he wants anyway. I'm just going to have to live with the consequences. I saw a funny post the other day about a person looking at gas prices. They're like, if I'm looking at gas prices, I don't check the gas price, because what am I going to do, not buy the gas?
Yeah.
And I'm like...
And you kind of just got to live with it.
Yeah, that low-key applies to, like, anything that is happening in this country, because call me ignorant, call me stupid, I don't care what you call me, but regardless of what happens in this country, what am I going to do, not live here? Like, I'm still going to be a citizen. I'm still going to have to do things that, normal citizens do. I'm still going to have to pay my taxes and pay for cars and mortgages and all that. So what does it make if the laws that are passed or anything that happens affects me negatively or positively? Until I can leave, I'm still going to be here, so it doesn't really matter anyway. But that's just my opinion. I don't think that I wouldn't say it's a right opinion. I know I'm kind of clueless on some things, but by like the what am I trying to say? The basis of what I'm talking about, there's no, like, nothing's going to change if I'm more or less educated. I'm still going to have to do the same things I do. So I don't see what the point is in trying to learn more about my predicament just to go through the same process. But I don't know. I don't really want to talk about that anymore, because President Trump is doing whatever he wants, signing executive orders. I was watching a video earlier about it, but that will happen in due time. What I did want to talk about next is the media content that's been going on, especially like with the TikTok ban. Because you're not on TikTok, are you?
I mean, I have one, but I don't use it like that.
No. But people were going... I've never seen the amount of... I've never seen that, like, amount of upset for anything of mine. I saw less upset about the election than I saw about TikTok being banned, bro.
That's sadly true.
I was baffled. I was like, wait. Because no one was... Like, nobody really was crying about the election if they wanted Kamala to win or if they didn't want Trump to win or blah, blah, blah. Yeah. What I saw people crying about was TikTok being banned, bro. I'm like... I saw more notes about TikTok being gone than I saw notes about the election. I'm like, dude, our priorities are not in the right place, bro. And the government, like, the whole thing was like Supreme Court's decision was upholding a government a U.S. government's decision to ban TikTok on a national security grounds due to alleged ties between its parent company ByteDance and the Chinese government. Lauren Armstead, deputy director at Amnesty Tech, said banning TikTok does nothing to address the endemic human rights risks and harms associated with the surveillance-based business models of TikTok and other major tech companies such as Google and Meta. This measure unnecessarily restricts the right to the freedom of expression, which includes the freedom to seek, receive, and impart information. So people were saying that it was a real violation of their rights, and which I agree, because despite TikTok being like sometimes not good and it's low-key killing people's attention span, which I'll get to later as well, it honestly it has been a way of people to like express their freedom of speech and like talk about important ideas, right? You'll see stories about news articles and people like things that don't really get addressed in mainstream media. Like my friend was telling me that stuff about or she was telling me stuff about some news things that would not have gotten noticed if they were not posted about on TikTok by small creators. Mm-hmm. But then I'm like, not small creators, but creators in general. Yeah. But then my thought with that was if someone truly wanted to know, they would find it and look it up anyway. Because that's how how do you think the person that posted those videos got that information in the first place? They looked at it and found it somewhere. Yeah. So if the person watching the video truly wanted to know and TikTok was gone, they would find it through some other form of media, some other form of research. But I guess it just makes it easier for everybody. And then there's also the small businesses that profit, and people were saying that, oh, if you're a small business or company and that's your main form of marketing, then you're going to practically go bankrupt, which I guess is kind of true because TikTok is a very effective way of reaching, the youth, and not even the youth, but adults as well. Because they'll be like, what's this TikTok? And then they get it, and then they see, stuff they're interested in. Like, people see cars on there, people see clothes on there, people see, different products on there that they want to buy. So it's definitely a way to get people to, recognize the products that they're selling. But it's not the only way, which I was saying, if that goes banned, I feel like people then, because of this, they need to have a backup plan for their marketing or for their advertising or whatever. Yeah. Because say TikTok goes again, it was on a 90-day hiatus right now for its ban, which I don't think it's going to get banned, honestly. Or I don't think it's going to get banned after the 90 days. It'll get banned eventually, but not after the 90. And another thing, the stupid message on the app saying that President Trump, the app is back. I'm like, we are not thanking Trump right now, bro. Excuse my political opinions, but one, I don't think, whatever, I don't know. 2 years ago, Trump was the guy trying to get TikTok banned, and now people are saying he's their savior. So I find that kind of funny. But
and that's factual. That's not even political.
That's what I'm saying. Like, literally, that's a fact. You can look it up. 2 years ago, Trump was trying to ban TikTok, and now, well, not 2 years ago, 2022. So a little bit over 2 years ago. He was trying to, get TikTok banned, and all of a sudden he's like, no, I believe TikTok should stay. And everyone's like, thank you, Trump. Like, bro, oh my gosh. Like, we're just not using our brain here, I guess. But no offense to anybody that loves TikTok. TikTok is funny. Instagram Reels is more funny. Speaking of Instagram, man, Instagram has been, oh my goodness, dude. I can't even, have you seen like you'll just be scrolling and then all of a sudden you just get like some random video of some half-naked girl that you've never seen before. Like, I'm just trying to enjoy my brain out, and all of a sudden it's just...
No, it's bad if you're scrolling through, like, the posts, and then all the suggested reels are just those.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I saw a video, it was yesterday, or the day before. Mm-hmm. Some guy, literally a car account, right? Mm-hmm. All his posts are cars. Yeah. All he likes are cars, and his feed is mostly cars. And every single suggested reel was like a half-naked lady. I'm like...
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Exactly, bro. The algorithm is just like... Yeah. It's crazy. I remember what night was it? It was a couple nights ago. Mm-hmm. I was just going through because I was kind of tired of just seeing that. And I was like, bro, I don't want this on my page. So I was going through, and every post that happened, I would say not interested, and, move on. Mm. Eventually, you got to a point where you get to a post like that, and the not interested button would just not be there. You just have to, like, report it or just go to the next reel and be like, not report or not interested to the next one. And I feel like, how are you going to delete the button that you want to have purpose? I feel like it does nothing too, because when you press that button, they'll just come back again. And it's like a time thing. It's like the later at night it happens, the more random half-naked women pop up. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about is a stupid, what's it called? OnlyFans. The amount of people that, I can't even read my statistic right now, but It says in
That's a tall chart.
yeah, dude, 2023, like May of 2023, there were 400,000 people that applied. Was that 2020? Yeah, 400,000 people that applied for an OnlyFans account, and only 150 or 100,000 got actually approved. Which I didn't know. I didn't know you could actually like apply for an account and not get approved.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. I don't know what like criteria they have to get on that app, but I find it interesting that you get denied for that. And then out of OnlyFans' 305 million users, approximately 4.5 million accounts belong to creators. This means that about 1.5 of the platform's users are creators. The creator space is female dominated, with women making up 84% of all creators. There are approximately 3.78 million women on the platform, which I find absolutely absurd. I feel like that number is just growing more and more, because the more and more I go, you'll go to accounts and then you'll see link in bio, and I'm like, bro, low-key link in bio epidemic, bro, because I don't know what's going on to the world. I feel like as time goes on, more and more people are just going to be filled with lust. They're just going to go on Instagram, go on Snapchat, social media, and all they'll see is just half-naked women promoting their OnlyFans or whatever. And now I'm not saying every woman is like that. Obviously, there's people that have good morals and whatnot. People at the school. I've yet to run into someone that's like that. So, people, I mean, we're at college. I doubt anybody at college will be trying to actively do that.
Yeah.
But some people do. But, like, you'll see a reel of, like, a 18-year-old, and they'll be, like, link in bio, and then the comments will all just be, like, you're 18, bro. 18 with OnlyFans, you didn't even try. I'm like, dude. At one, like, yeah, insulting them is not the way to go about it, but at the same time, like, that's what we're resorting to, like, just straight out the gate, just selling our body to people on the internet. And you could say, oh, that's not what I'm doing. No one's actually seen me naked. I don't care what. That's posting yourself in a way that just entertains lust, that just entertains sin. That's not actually, I don't find that as a valid source of income at all. I mean, yeah, you make money, but you're living completely down to earth, down to the world, and not really, living in the way God would want. God did not intend people to post their bodies online and sell themselves. Yeah. And I don't know. I just find, like, the more and more people that do that, and the more and more men are falling to it, bro. It was like 305 million people are on there. So 305 minus 4.5, that's 300.5 million users that are on there looking at those creators. And I guarantee like 84% of the creators are women, 84% of the users are men. And so it's like more and more men will be going on there, and they'll just be distracted by lust. Now, there's still the 14 still the 14% that are men, and then the 2% that are non-binary, but of the creators. So I guess there are some girls on there that look, and then not every girl is straight, so some girls are on there looking at girls, but yeah. I feel like this is not the direction that people should take, and especially when all the social media promotes that idea, promotes those concepts, it's not even a matter of protecting your mind or protecting your spirit anymore. It's just you're forced to get off these apps and just go back to, I don't know, reading books or doing something outside, because the world is just centering around those typical values, the values of lust, the values of destruction, and that's why I say this world is just getting more and more corrupted, because as we go on, more and more people are diverting to lustful tactics, more and more people are diverting to like political tactics that are just shady and not, just corrupt and chaotic, and honestly not for the betterment of our country. Because I like I said, I'm stupid, I'm not political, but I can think of at least 15 different ways to solve half of our problems right now. And I'm not saying that they're fleshed out ideas, but I'm saying that with ideas that are different from what's going on right now, that would actually help us, instead of just helping people that are rich or helping people that have money, which is not what we're supposed to do. We're here on this planet to serve. We're not here to, make money for ourselves and serve ourselves. We're here to serve others. And that's what God's intention is about, I suppose. Galatians 5:19-21 is talking about, now the works of the flesh are evident: sexual immorality, impurity, sensuality, idolatry, sorcery, enmity, strife, jealousy, fits of anger, rivalries, dissensions, divisions, envy, drunkenness, orgies, and things like these. I warn you, as I warned you before, that those who do such things will not inherit the kingdom of God. And I say that because right now it's turning out to be the kingdom of God versus the kingdom of the world. And the kingdom of the world is low-key, I want to say it's low-key rising up because you're seeing more and more corruption, more and more people being okay with that corruption. But in the same sense, this is a terrible, like, not a terrible example, but an example. I go on Roblox and I see more and more people at those little stands, preaching Jesus and trying to evangelize. So at the same time, the kingdom of the world is increasing. The kingdom of God is increasing as well. I see more people being open about their faith and being open to, sharing the word with others. So I feel like ultimately it's going to, I want to say we're entering, kind of getting close to the end times, if not already close to them. But I see, like the way I'm looking at the world, I see two sides slowly rising up. And eventually it'll get to a point where the corruption is just too much. And us Christians are ready to fight back. And Jesus will come down and save us all. But I hope that is not before I die, honestly. I feel like it'll be, I don't want to say it's soon. Like, soon is a relative word. But it's definitely coming up faster than we would like to believe. Because you take a look at the world right now, it's just, it is crazy. But I don't know, what are your thoughts on
any of that?
Yeah.
I can have a whole rant about the OnlyFans thing.
Oh, go ahead, speak.
It's just sad all around. I'll start with the people that buy into the OnlyFans. There's although it's a very small amount of people, I mean, there's some that spend millions on girls. Yeah. And I mean, one lucky guy got to meet the girl, and it was just like a little side hug, and it's just like, it's sad to see that, because it's like you put all that money and you almost develop like a relationship with the girl because you're spending that much on her, and then she doesn't care about you. And then on the girl side, oh god, on the girl side there's a lot. But on the girl side, like, one, going into that business, there's no backup plan with it, really. You can't really go into any other industry after going into OnlyFans. You're viewed in a specific light, and it's hard to escape that, especially when you want to go out into the public. I mean, most girls that go into that industry, they're not doing it because they want to be viewed in that light. They see it as quick, easy money. Mm-hmm. But then when they escape and they want to go be out in the public and seem like a normal person, it's like, you can't do that. That's not what you built up, Mm-hmm. And there's some female adult actresses that after they retire, they want to be looked at in like a normal light or live a normal life, and they're just not viewed that way, and then they're depressed, and it's just all around sad. And that's just me looking at it from a neutral perspective without my bias. It's just all around a sad thing, and I don't think it really should be put in place. Unless you just want to be looked at in that light, then I mean, you're chilling. You'll get paid for it. Actually, a very small percentage of those people like make big amounts of money. But if you want to be viewed in that way, I mean, I guess OnlyFans is a good way.
Okay, so apparently Sophie Rain is Christian. Cool. What?
Wait, when did she do that?
I don't know. It says 9 days ago. Huh.
Did she retire?
I was pulling this up because I saw a comment section saying that the OnlyFans girl to Christian pipeline is crazy. And I'm like, not every girl that gives up OnlyFans goes into Christianity. Yeah. But I feel like that then, sure, you could say that puts a bad light on Christians and like, oh, they're just retired prostitutes or whatever. I'm like, yeah, sure, yeah, but that's like the whole point, because it's a past life. God wipes us clean, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying every girl that goes and says she's a Christian is a Christian. Some girls aren't. Yeah. Like, I don't know how Sophie Rain does what she does and says she's a Christian. That's not very two conflicting ideas, but people that have fully turned away from that life and say they're giving their life to Christ, I'm not going to judge them and say that they can't. But
I think it's just bad because sometimes when they say they're transitioning to that, it's almost like they just want to escape what they previously done. Like, it's not genuine. If it's genuine, then I'm for it. It's okay. But the people that don't do it genuinely, it gives, like, the people that do it genuinely, like, a bad, or any Christian, it gives them like a bad look, because it seems like you're just fraudulent.
The Lord's very forgiving, and He put me on here. He put me on earth for a reason, and I'm just living every day. If this wasn't meant for me, I wouldn't be here right now. That is not how that works, though. You can't just say that anything you do is because the Lord wants you to do it. That's not how that works. And God is forgiving, but I feel like her doing that is, abusing the Lord's forgiveness.
Yeah, like even in this Sophie Rain situation, I just honestly don't think she's being genuine.
You can do OnlyFans without doing porn and all the sexual stuff. People don't think you can do OnlyFans if you're a virgin, but I've proved everyone wrong. But that doesn't mean you're promoting, like, you're still promoting
That's
promiscuous.
sexual.
You're still promoting promiscuous content.
Yeah.
You're still promoting sexual immorality and, impureness and all that. So I feel like this verses I read, the Galatians verses still apply in the sense that you're still promoting your body in a non-modest and sexual light. It doesn't matter if you're doing sex or not. It's still a sexual. And like, you can't say that knowing exactly what you're doing. Like, she knows that the people that watch her do not watch her and say, oh, she's not doing sex, so she's like.
Oh yeah.
The fact that I didn't know she was a Christian until I read it is what I'm trying to get across. Because if you're saying you're a Christian and the fruits of your works don't show it, then I talked about this already, but that's not indicative of your faith. You know what I mean? If people can't tell your faith by your actions, then your faith isn't genuine. Mm-hmm. Faith isn't derived from actions. Like, you can't work to get your faith, but your faith should make your works change in a sense.
Yeah.
If she says she has faith and her works don't change, then 2 and 2 does not make 4, bro. I don't know. I just find that crazy. I never even knew that. That's wild.
Yeah,
but
I understand.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about that anymore. She can do whatever she wants. I'm not going to judge her, but based on her actions, I cannot say that her faith is in line with the Bible, especially what I just read. Mm-hmm. But hey, I won't judge her. She can do what she wants, but I feel like in that sense I'm judging her. I'm not even trying to judge her. I'm just trying to bring awareness to the fact that even if you say you're Christian, if you don't do those things, then you're not living for the Lord. And the Lord's not going to be pleased with that. Yeah. He's not going to say, oh, I gave you your body and you went and used it for sexual things. So yes, I'm pleased with you. No, he's not going to say that. He's going to be like, I gave you your body for a purpose that is non-sexual and you went and used it to promote sexual acts, sexual intentions, and lure millions of other men into the trap of sexual immorality and lust. So I don't know how that would be in line with faith, but
it's just more so calling out contradictions in what she's saying. It's not really saying like judging is like, ew, that's disgusting. It's not even like that. It's she's contradicting herself.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Contradiction. But anyway. All right, next topic is good old brain rot, man. I can't emphasize enough how much this has impacted my brain in the past, year and a half, maybe?
Yeah.
But it's just, oh my goodness. I found this stat interesting. According to CNN, the average attention span on a screen decreased from 2.5 minutes in 2004 to about 75 seconds. And now people can only pay attention to one screen for an average of 47 seconds. People take about 25 minutes to refocus on a task after being distracted from an interactive work project, and spent about 10.5 minutes in any work project before being interrupted and switching to another work project. I don't even know, what is there to say about that? That our attention span has gone down so much to the point where we can't even sit staring at one screen for 47 seconds, bro? That's just, oh my goodness.
That's concerning.
And that's why, another thing about TikTok and Instagram, they're not aiding that attention span. The whole entire concept of TikTok and Instagram, Reels, I guess, is for the short content, the short serotonin you get from watching those 30, 40-second videos. Mm-hmm. And to say I'm not immune to that, I've fallen victim to that, especially edits. Edits got to be one of the greatest forms, I wouldn't say brain rot, but short-form media. It's the easiest form of short-form media. You build up for 8. You know what's crazy though is sometimes some people won't even wait the 8 seconds that it takes for an edit to start, and they'll be like,
yeah. They'll just move on.
Yeah, they'll just move on, and I'm like, that is crazy to me, and I find myself falling victim to that sometimes too. The edit will be starting up, and I won't even wait the entire time. I'll just move on because I'm so in the mindset of I need this instantly. I need it to happen now. My grandfather was saying when I was in Delaware, why people are impatient on the road. We were talking about it, and he was like, people are in a microwave society. They want everything now, and they want it. If they can't get it now, then they find other ways to get that same thing now. Mm. So it's like, if I can't get my serotonin, if I can't get my, emotional release here and now, I'm gonna find another way to do it. And if that's not this reel, if that's not this TikTok, then I go to the next one, and then I go to the next one. And so I find what I like, and I keep scrolling for hours and hours, and that's how they keep you trapped. Mm-hmm. And mean, now you can say that, oh, but my attention span is good because I can be on my phone for like hours. That's not good. And if you're on TikTok or Instagram for hours, then your attention span it's just a different video every like couple seconds for hours. Yeah. That's training your attention span to be bad over a period of hours. That's not good. And another thing, if you're watching a YouTube video for hours, now that's different because that's one content usually for like a couple hours, an hour or so. I find it low-key hard to watch like an hour-long, 2-hour-long gameplays now because I can't even... It's hard to focus. It's hard to focus. And I feel so dumb saying that. Like, I used to be able to read books for hours on end, which I'm trying to get back into, but it's just the way the phone and social media has worked that you just... It's training our society to be so dumb and to not think, to just watch videos and use the internet for stuff. But other interesting facts are... the funny one I was yelling about yesterday, goldfish have an average attention span of 9 seconds. So, I think the average, or the goldfish have an average of attention span of 9 seconds, 1 second more than humans. So, average human attention span is 8.25 seconds, which is not on a screen, that's just in general. So, we have, the average human attention span now is less than that of a goldfish, which is crazy. In 2004, I believe it was 12 seconds, and then I think 4 years ago, it was 8 seconds. So it went up from 4 years ago overall to 8.25, which still isn't good because it's less than a goldfish. But our screen attention time has gone down. And I think that's... I don't know what to say about that. That's crazy. The majority of people have a shorter attention span using mobile devices. The human attention span is shorter than that of a squirrel. What? What? So we got a shorter attention span than the campus squirrels we see running around. That's crazy. Okay. The attention span of a Gen Z individual is around 8 seconds. An average person checks their phone 58 times a day, affecting their attention span. That's kind of crazy. The average attention span of someone listening to a presentation is 8 minutes. Wow, really? Dang. So talk about 50-minute lectures. You only pay attention for 8 minutes. Wow. I mean... I've seen that happen, and low-key, it sometimes happens to me, but I try to be invested. Like, I try to force myself to focus. But you can feel, like, your brain tugging at you to, like, do something else, and it's so, like, bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
Multitasking reduces attention span by up to 40%. Really? I was great at multitasking back in the day, bro. I was on my grind. I'd be on Discord, talking to my friends, and doing my homework. It's easy. But I feel like that talking gives me, like, focus. I don't know. Average attention span of a consumer in 2021 was 8 seconds. Okay, so 2021 was 8 seconds, and 2025 now is 8.25. But yeah, I was going to bring up the verse of Ecclesiastes 6:9. Better is the sight of the eyes than the wandering of the desire. This is also vanity and vexation of spirit. And this commentator, John W. Rittenbow, said, the problem with a divided, unfocused mind is that it is, as we would say today, all over the place, seeking fulfillment in a host of things, pursuing a wide variety of goals, but rarely, if ever, coming to grips with the pursuit of the revealed truth. Many of us have television to thank for having a mind like this, as it has played a major role in destroying people's attention span. The attention span of Americans is now getting down into the neighborhood of 7 minutes, the length of time between advertising on television. We have a hard time focusing for any period of time, and television is constantly pushing its mind-numbing banalities into our mind. Right? Is that what that says? Banalities?
Yeah.
Making it difficult for us to do what is absolutely necessary for us to do. That is, to spend time in heartfelt prayer and study seeking God. The chances are very great that we sit down to read the Bible, and our eyes get heavy, and we struggle to fight off sleep. It happens because we have no passion for Jesus Christ. God is teaching us what defragments our minds, seeking Him with a passionate desire to be like Him. This works to make our minds one with His. I find that, I don't know, I actually agree a lot with that statement. And even with the introduction of TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts is actual brain rot, bro. Like, oh my goodness. Dead internet theory is so real with YouTube Shorts because you'll see the same NPC comments all over the place. And then you have the bots commenting, my videos are better than Mr. Beast. Like, no one, it's just crazy. But those three, like, short form media outlets are just reducing our attention span even more and more. And when we desire that serotonin, like I was saying, it's getting harder to read. Like, I try and sit down and read a book. I can't really read a book. So then I go down to read the Bible, and that's even less. I have even less of an inclination to read the Bible than reading a book. A book has a different story every time. The Bible, you know what it's about, and you know that not every part, not everything you read in the Bible is going to immediately be interesting. It's not captivating like a TikTok or a reel, but it will be interesting in what God reveals to you. So, but if I don't have the attention span to focus on that, if I don't have the patience, if I don't have the, discipline in my own mind to say, hey, I'm going to sit down and read for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, then obviously I'm going to sit down for maybe like a minute or two, maybe 5 minutes, and be like, man, this is boring. I'm going to go back to my phone. And so I go back to scrolling and then completely forget about the whole purpose which was to see Christ and to get to know Christ more in our relationship.
Yeah.
And this is why I say that TikTok should have stayed banned. Along with Instagram Reels, they should delete that. And YouTube Shorts, they should delete that. Because all it is doing is teaching our brains to only perceive media in short form, only perceive our focus in short increments of 30 to 3 minutes, 30 seconds to 3 minutes. And it no longer creates, like, no one sits down and watches movies anymore. Like, no one says, hey, let's go watch and have a movie night. Even if you do, how often do you see your friends during a movie night on their phone? Like, just, they'll go on their phone for every now and then, and it'll just be, I don't know, it won't even be like 5 minutes into the movie, people will be on their phones. Like, dude, the movie hasn't even started yet. Like, take some time to just, I don't know, focus or something, dude. And it's just so detrimental that people can't see that. And even if they do see that, they don't care because the pros outweigh the cons. But this con is not something that is going to be outweighed because the more our focus goes down, the more we're going to be unable to accomplish really anything. Any work project you have in the future is going to require an attention span of more than 8 seconds or more than 72 seconds, right? Mm-hmm. So if I can't even focus on my own project for more than 3 minutes at a time, a minute and a half maybe, then how am I supposed to be effective in the workforce? How am I going to get any work done? And then that's where AI comes in to take all of our jobs so we can be just then brain dead people. I don't get why people want AI to take their jobs because at the end of the day, if an AI, or why they want AI to keep doing people, I can't speak. I don't know why they want AI to keep doing things that people do when they can have AI do things people can't do and leave the jobs for humans. Like they have AIs doing code and AIs doing programming and all this. Why do we need that when we could just have humans do that? Oh, because it's easier, because they're smarter. No, they're not. They got programmed by humans. Humans came up with AI, so humans must... You can't create something without knowing how it works. So if we know how AI works, then we must be smarter than AI, right?
Yeah.
So, and humans are smarter than AI, because I asked ChatGPT how to do my math, and it doesn't do it right. So clearly, AI is not an all-knowing thing. And sure, when it gets to maybe 2040, AI will be better, and it'll be more advanced, and it'll be able to do every single math problem perfectly. But why would we want that? It creates a lazy society, and it creates us as people to be a lazy people. We don't challenge our brains. We don't try and think outside the box. We just let machines and devices do everything for us. We go on our phones and watch TikTok. We go on an app and ask a question, and it gives us an answer about our homework. There's no point in even going to school anymore then, because the entirety of it is just going home, looking up stuff on the internet. I mean, you can look stuff up, but you still have to do the work eventually. Yeah. Like doing the work, say if I'm doing an engineering problem, right? And I need to look up the specific heat of stainless steel, the type of stainless steel. That obviously I'm not going to know off the top of my head. So looking that up and putting that into my equation, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But if I ask ChatGPT how to do my problem for thermo with, that stainless steel specific heat, I'm no longer doing the work. I'm just copying out an answer. I don't even know how it works. Then I go to a test and I fail. And I wonder why I fail. Because I'm not actually learning the content. I'm just letting a machine do it for me. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's another reason Trump's kind of trying to get rid of the Department of Education. Because when AI comes in, you won't need it. Or when AI eventually, takes the place of every form of learning known to man, you will not need the education. You can just look up everything on the internet or have AI do everything for you. Which is not, I don't know why you'd want to do that. That's so lazy and so unfulfilling. You'll never be able to do anything. Nothing you'll do will be related to anything because you won't be educated. You'll just look up everything online. Mm-hmm. And people that say, oh, but the school books brainwash you. They teach you this and teach you that. How did you learn anything you learned without a school book, bro? I don't understand what you're on about. Yeah. Like, sure, you learn life things from your family and from parents and from experience. Like, driving a car, you can't learn from a book. I mean, there's a class. Again, education, wait. I mean... Yeah, and then there's finance classes that teach you economics and taxes and all that. And, like, education is there for a reason. I don't see how getting rid of it would make anything better. You would then have to find education on your own. And people can say, oh, he's not trying to get rid of the Department of Education. I will look it up right now, bro. Because trying to say that Department of Education abolition. The White House is preparing an executive order to eliminate the Education Department. Two sources familiar with the plans told NBC News. Donald Trump cannot unilaterally abolish a federal agency without the approval of Congress. So, hopefully, Congress is smart and doesn't abolish the Education Department. But in case that ever happens, then I guess my tuition will be free because school won't exist anymore. So.
But would they forget the loans? Or no?
No, they're millionaires. They want money, bro. They will not forget the loans. Imagine that, having student loans and then the Department of Education just goes belly up, and you still have to pay your loans. That would suck. That'd be terrible. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on the whole brain rot?
Brain rot. As much as I love my YouTube shorts,
Alright, bro.
my reels, even TikTok every now and then, it is overall pretty damaging. I feel like I have lost attention span because I used to think back to even like elementary school. I mean, the books were easy, but like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I would read a whole book in a night. Like, just straight attention span.
Right?
And now, like, I don't know if it's just like not like a senioritis, but like schoolitis where you just get tired of school. But I feel like I have lost attention span. And I do dabble in a lot of reels and stuff. And I understand like reasons for the TikTok ban, but as much as I kind of pains me to say it, like all three would have to go down.
That's what I'm saying. Like, one, if we're talking about national security, then delete Instagram and Google as well because they take our personal information. Yeah. But two, if we're talking about the good of the country and attention span stuff for reasons for it being deleted, ignoring all the freedom of speech and all that nonsense, then also Reels and YouTube Shorts would have to go because that doesn't help as well.
Exactly.
And if you want, you can literally take away all the actual like just free videos and leave up all the sponsored videos. That's still advertisement.
Yeah.
And if you're a verified company, then boom, you get your advertisement there. If you're not a verified company, then they should have a way for everyone to apply for, a verified, like something to show that they're verified so that they can get the ability to publish ads and advertisements on there. So if you truly are a business and you want people, but then nobody would be using TikTok because it wouldn't be their little source of brain rot and serotonin.
Yeah, that's the main reason people go is for the fun videos. They're not looking to watch ads. They're kind of just mixed in, so like it's seamless within the brain rot.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there would ever be a solution where all three are deleted, where the advertisement is still the same.
Yeah, they just have to incorporate it somewhere else, I feel.
Which is what we did before. I don't see why we can't go back to doing that, but everyone's accustomed to TikTok.
People love it now.
They don't want to go. No one wants to go back, bro.
Yeah.
Call me old fashioned, but I would gladly like to read a book on a porch in the middle of nowhere, bro.
Reading is so nice.
That's what I'm saying, dude. People don't understand the glory of books.
Yeah.
And I feel in 10, 20 years, people won't even be reading books anymore. It's just going to be ebooks and e-textbooks, and everything's going to be online. No one's going to know what a good heart... You don't understand the joy of being a child and going to the library and bringing back like a 39 Clues book or an Infinity Ring book or a Harry Potter book even. Like,
it was so nice.
Man.
Yeah.
Like the thrill of just going back home and being able to read for hours on end because your schoolwork is so easy. And now people are just sitting on their phones doing nothing. Like this book... I had this book for years because my friend, Book Thief, really good book. My friend gave it to me to give back to her. And I never gave it back because our schedules just never aligned. Priscilla, if you're seeing this, I still have your book. If you want it back, then, ask me for it.
Did you finish it?
No, I'm on page 100 and, 85? Out of, 600.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, I'm not, it's 530 something.
Yeah.
I'm not close to finishing it because I've been distracted by schoolwork and stuff. Yeah. But even reading that, I sat down and was reading, the first week back of school. Man, I'd forgotten how much fun reading was. I would sit there for hours on end just reading a book. And over break, I was reading Mere Christianity. Reading a book is so, thrilling and actually satisfying. But no. All we have now is just brain rot, TikTok. I was watching a reel. I'm going to show you the exact dialect of what was in the reel. It said, literally, it said you or why you or what? I don't even know what he said. He said like seriously in quotes, and then he said URNSLN, and he was gonna or not LM. So can you tell me what that means?
Seriously, URNSLN?
Yes.
No.
Exactly. I was watching that yesterday with Tim and Kira and some other people from IV. They were like, how do you understand that? And I was saying, you are not Shakespeare, little man. I'm like, the fact that I can understand that is just...
know that?
Okay, it was because in the context of the video, someone already said that, like, something about Shakespeare in the comment above with... It was still like this, but it was like 2 letters. It was the whole thing just without vowels.
So we don't type words anymore?
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're just going to stop typing words at some point. It's just going to be... Like, there's no point in even reading a book if all language is just going to be this. I was saying this is a good way to decipher. If we ever get into World War III, just start typing like this. I'll understand it, bro. I'll decode everything. I'll be the decoder of the entire World War III, bro. Just put me in a position of power. I'm deciphering everything if we type like that. But I just found that crazy that I can even understand that. But I feel like that's also brain rot and also not brain rot because it takes a certain mental power to actually understand what they're saying. But it's brain rot in the sense that we're not even using words anymore. We're just typing letters and people are expected to understand. I understand it's a funny meme, but like eventually all memes are just going to be like that, bro. And I don't know. It's just interesting to think about how our world is changing in so many ways. To think about 2015 versus now, how things were 10 years ago, it's just, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like I was still playing games 10 years ago, but I was, incorporating reading, incorporating something. Now I don't even have the attention span to play a game. Like, call me Shame, Genshin Impact, I can't even play it anymore because my attention span is just not there anymore. Even playing Rocket League, and I tried playing Fortnite for an hour. I can do that. I play Rocket League for a couple hours, I can do that. But even then, it's like 5-minute games. It's like still a short amount of time. So I don't know. Fortnite, again, short period of games, short time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, attention span's cooked. World's cooked, government's cooked, media's cooked. Everything's low-key going downhill. I might just become Amish. I might just be Amish, bro, because that's the only way to solve this issue. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about. You gonna need like final closing remarks?
No, but I like the topics today though. Yeah,
because I was thinking about it all 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, this definitely is something that needs to be talked about because boy, ain't no way. Things are just going downhill. I don't know what to say, but yeah, that's about it. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning into this episode. Next week, we're going to do, I don't know, probably something related to doctrine. If not next week, then the following week. But, yeah, that's about it. Stay blessed. Train your brain. Get some nourishment. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace. That's some URNSLN. How the freak does...
I'm just surprised that well, I mean, you said you saw the column before.
Dude, but I was like low-key locked in, like...
Well, then it's like acronyms, because even like when I see acronyms...